What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of commentary, and today we're going to be talking about Call of Duty, actually, which is kind of rare for me because I don't really play Call of Duty much anymore. Haven't really played it since Modern Warfare 3. But what I wanted to talk about today is if you guys are a gamer and you're interested in numbers and things like that, you may follow, there's a website, it's called vgcharts.com, and that's charts with a Z. And a very interesting site because what it does is it actually tracks the number of pre-orders and global gaming sales, and a lot of YouTubers will use that site for data when they do like their videos and they're talking about how much consoles have sold. You know, when they're talking about like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And so I was on there today because I go on there every so often and take a look at the numbers, and I saw something that just absolutely blew my mind, and that is the pre-order numbers for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It's an absolutely insane amount of pre-orders already when we still have several months until the game actually comes out. So it's leading me to actually two questions I have. Maybe some of you guys can answer in the comments. The first one being, are gamers just becoming sheep these days? Are they just willing to buy whatever's thrown in front of them? Are they willing to just buy into any marketing campaign? And the second is, why should Activision change their business model and their business practices? And I'm going to get into that in a minute on why they really have no reason to do it, given how gamers continually reward them with pre-orders and other things. So we're gonna have a little discussion about some of that stuff right now. So just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, these numbers are only valid through June 20th, so we've still got they're about a month old, just for comparison's sake. Now, Black Ops 3 has 800,000, about 800,000 pre-orders, and that's only on next gen. That doesn't count Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, which it's surprisingly going to be on, and I'm going to talk about that too here in a second. But I just find it absolutely incredible that they have that many already. And to put that in perspective, Black Ops 3 has more pre-orders right now than Call of Duty Advanced Warfare ever had. And we know Call of Duty Advanced Warfare got pretty lukewarm reception from the Call of Duty community for the most part. And that's the thing that just surprises me so much, is that Call of Duty has really had a very rough go of it with their last few releases. Ghost was really bad. Advanced Warfare really was kind of overhyped, and a lot of people didn't care for it. They really have just not had a great run. And the interesting thing is, though, Activision is somehow still being rewarded for this franchise, which has been very stagnant and largely unchanged for the better part of the last several years. And it just blows me away. I'm just completely amazed after all the complaining you hear about Call of Duty, after all the stuff that they've done with the game, that the pre-order numbers are this insanely high. And to put this in a little bit more perspective, like I said, it's about 800,000 pre-orders already on Black Ops 3. To look at some other games, Star Wars Battlefront, which is one of the games I'm seeing that's very hyped by a lot of people, only has about 180,000 pre-orders on both Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Fallout 4, which is another game that's getting a ton of hype and a ton of people saying it's going to be incredible and Bethesda's going to do this amazing job with it, it's only got about 200,000 pre-orders right now. The Halo 5 Guardians is only at about 300,000. And then lastly, Tom Clancy's The Division, which is another shooter game that's widely being hyped up and a lot of people are looking forward to, is only at about 175,000 pre-orders. So those numbers, just to put it in perspective, those are games that a lot of people were talking about after E3. A lot of people were talking about being very excited for. And despite Call of Duty getting so much, supposed hatred from a lot of the gaming community, its pre-order numbers still blow all of those away. I don't even think if you combine all four of those games, their pre-order numbers aren't even close to what Call of Duty already has. And that's not even taking into account what they'll get on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And again, I just find this very hard to understand because, like I said, Call of Duty is a very stagnant title. It's been the same for a long time. And the thing is, I don't understand what people think is going to change, because here's the deal. They are still making Call of Duty for the last generation of gaming consoles. So you're not going to get really any major changes with it. You're not going to get any major, game-breaking things that are going to really be different. And I don't understand why people continue to just fall for this, especially from Call of Duty, every single time one gets announced. And like I said, the fact that the pre-order numbers on this are just so staggeringly high, like I said, they're higher than Advanced Warfare's ever were for the entire pre-order run for that game. So it just baffles me. It baffles me. And again, I wonder, are gamers just sheep? Well, people talk all this crap about Call of Duty all year, but then it just continues to sell like gangbusters every time a new title is announced. Now, before everybody jumps on me, I do understand part of this is because you do have to pre-order the game in order to get access to the beta. And I know a lot of people, when you pre-order a game, usually you just have to put $5 down at GameStop or wherever you get it. Some people actually will go ahead and pay for the entire thing at once, and I don't think that's a very good idea. But I do understand that they are going to, they basically, these people are just buying it to get into the beta right now. And so I'm hoping beyond hope that what's going to happen is these people are going to jump into the beta. They just pay their $5 to get on and check out the game, and then they're going to cancel their pre-order. I really hope that's what's happening here because the numbers are just insanely high. They're way too high. They're a lot higher than they should be for a franchise that's been so maligned by a lot of the community over the years. So I'm really hoping that's what happens. I hope gamers are not that that being that big of sheep anymore, where they're just buying Call of Duty because they think it looks cool. Now, I think you may also have a little bit of Treyarch at work here. Black Ops 2 was a very enjoyable game. I played it for a little bit. I didn't play Black Ops 2 very long because at that point I was pretty burned out on Call of Duty. And even though I did enjoy Black Ops 2 from what I did play of it, it just didn't have enough to keep me in the franchise. Now, I think what's happened though is Call of Duty Ghosts was really not a very good game. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was overhyped, and a lot of people played it for a little bit and then just went back to, surprisingly, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 still has a very healthy population. It's still getting a lot of play. So I think a lot of people, because of that, they see Black Ops 3 as, natural progression of the Black Ops series. And Treyarch, for all purposes, let's be honest, has done a fairly decent job with the Call of Duty games they've made. The only real problems I've ever had in any of the Black Ops games with Treyarch have been just really, really awful lag, and that's a problem that's in pretty much every Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people are just doing it for the beta, if they're going to get out of it, or if these pre-order numbers for Black Ops 3 are actually going to stay how they are right now. And again, these numbers are a month old, so who knows? And they haven't even announced, there's a few editions of the game they've announced since these numbers came out on June 20th. So it's very possible that we're going to see an even higher number when the charts are updated. And that just baffles me. Again, like I said, it's crazy that people continue to just fall for this all the time, especially with Call of Duty. And especially in a day and age when you don't really need to pre-order games anymore. There's just really, really no need for it. So like I said, we talked about some of those other games that aren't even close to Call of Duty's pre-order numbers. And the one thing this brings me to is why should Activision have to, why should they change? Why should they change their business practices? Now, oddly enough, I didn't see any pre-order numbers for Taken King, but I'm sure those will be out at some point for Destiny. So if I do see anything on that, I'll also let you know. But it's like, Activision's got Destiny, which is becoming a big money sink for gamers, where in my opinion, they're not delivering enough content for that money. They're not delivering enough value, but that's obviously subjective, and a lot of people think they are because they still play that game. They've got Skylanders, which is just a huge moneymaker for them. World of Warcraft is another cash cow they've got, but they are bleeding subs pretty bad in Warcraft. Warcraft's about the only place really that they are taking a bath right now. They've lost almost 4 million subs in that game, and they haven't put out their quarter numbers for the most recent quarter, so it could be even more. But they had another, they peaked about 10 million when the new Warlords of Draenor came out, and then after that ran its course, they immediately lost like 3 million subs or so, and that was several months ago when that number came out, so that's probably gotten a lot worse. And quite honestly, with some of the stuff they've been doing in World of Warcraft, like taking things away from players to increase playtime, they said we're taking flying mounts away, basically because it's too easy for players to get through areas of the game too quickly. They don't have to fight trash mobs, which if you play any MMO game, then you absolutely loathe trash mobs. And so people were just basically using flying mounts to get around quicker. And that's one of the annoying things in MMOs a lot of times is the travel time between areas you're going to. So Activision decided, because Activision seems to have this real obsession with playtime numbers, with hours played, with time spent. And that's really what they continue to tell their shareholders is, oh, people played, it's like with Destiny. They always say, oh, we had 13 million people play 3 hours a day, and that's all they seem to really care about. And so they're doing the same thing with World of Warcraft now. Is they're trying to increase the amount of time people are having to spend on meaningless tasks in the game, which will increase their overall playtime stats, which they can then tell their shareholders and look all pretty at their board meetings. So that's one of the things they've been doing. But the thing is, why would they change? They don't have to. I mean, if this Call of Duty pre-order nonsense is any indication of that, then there's really no need for them to make any changes to the way they conduct business. And a lot of people, Activision is not a great publisher. A lot of people have commented on that. I comment on that all the time. And like I said, they have no reason to change because people continue to reward them with more money, with more pre-orders, with more sales. It's like a never-ending cycle. So I'm really just curious what you guys think about this. And like I said, I really just hope this initial pre-order spike for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is just the people that want to try the beta. But if you think about that, man, it's a ton of people to try the beta out for a game. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't get it, in terms, especially like I've said, how many times has Call of Duty just done the same thing over and over again? Quite honestly, since Modern Warfare 2, it's been like a copy and paste of the same thing every single year. Maybe they added some new little twists here and there and made it more, set it in the future, or put in zombies or something. But for the most part, it's the same game on the same engine that they will not update, and they're still putting it out on last gen as well, which is going to hurt, still hurt the next gen game. And yet people seem to be falling for it all over again. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Like I said, if you want to check out those numbers, you can go to the site called VG Charts with a Z instead of an S. I'll put a link to it at the bottom so you guys can go check it out if you want to. Interested to see what your all's thoughts are, what you think about it. I've seen kind of mixed reaction all over the place. A lot of people, of course, Call of Duty's got a pretty loyal following, and they're all talking about how it's so good for the game and it's going to just be an amazing game, and saying everything that Activision wants to hear. So it's very interesting time for gaming. And like I said, I really just hope gamers aren't turning into sheep, because it seems more and more with all the games that have been released in the last 2 years. With we've had a real drought in like just great games. There hasn't been a whole lot out there. A lot of the AAA titles have just been absolute nonsense, and under-delivered on all the hype and the advertising and everything else. So I just find it baffling that Call of Duty's pre-order numbers are already so high. It's pretty insane. Anyways, guys, that's going to about do it for me. I just wanted to jump on and give a quick commentary on this. Like I said, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this overall. Hear what your opinion is and what you guys think overall. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is almost Friday, so we're almost to the weekend, guys. Just a short amount of time, and hopefully you get some time to relax this weekend. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time.